Carnival came out and said, so you think the fan ban wasn't enough? Watch this. Let's run through the list in order. The teen curfew is a big one. Everyone under 18 has to be back in their rooms after 1 a.m. unless you're with your guardian or adult that's 21 plus. However, if you're 18 to 20, you can no longer travel alone anyway. You must be with someone 25 plus. So anyone under 21 now must have a 25 plus person with him as well. Now this pool chair rule needs a whole nother look. Let's bring up the screen. If during the day you feel like you want to reserve a chair, you can, but they're going to put a sticker on it that says they stopped by, they haven't seen anyone here, and they're going to put a time on it. And if you don't get to it or check in, they're going to pull your stuff off those chairs. No more reserving sun loungers all day long on Carnival. There's two parts to this one. Let's talk about it. The first one, they're saying no more hip hop on a lot of cruises. Maybe they're trialing it, maybe they're testing it. It's just rumor, but no more hip hop.
Cruises. This rebranding effort to change all your rules and regulations in hopes of getting more sales is absolutely not going to work. A vast majority of people are never going to go on a Carnival cruise because you allowed yourself to become a reckless place. This idea of limiting or not playing rap or hip hop music seems to me extremely racially targeted. The music is not the problem. The problem is that you allowed reckless behavior. You allowed way too many people to be doing way too many crazy things. You allowed marijuana. What did you think was going to happen? It was eventually going to become like a nightclub. And guess what? What happens at nightclubs? Reckless things. So if you want to be a nightclub cruise, go ahead, be a nightclub cruise. But don't sit here after you've done it for all these years and now try to change it because some TikTok videos are putting you in a bad light. That is extremely fucked up. The vast majority of people already do not go on these cruises. In fact, cruises in general are probably the dumbest fucking thing you can do. If I'm going to go on vacation, I'm sure as hell not going on a Temu vacation. Carnival's got a real problem on their hands. You lacked security, you allowed people to do crazy things. The whole thing with the pool seats and people reserving or not reserving, people stealing each other's seats, crazy. Sometimes you do something so long that there's the point of no return. And I can't imagine anything they could possibly do that would get the vast majority of people to ever want to go on a Carnival cruise. Most people nowadays that go on a Carnival cruise are going for that wildly fun nightclub environment. And if you want to take that away from them, then they're not going to go. But that doesn't mean that the people that weren't going before are now all of a sudden going to go. It's not going to work that way.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we got to follow up on the viral story involving Carnival Cruises because they're getting a whole lot of backlash from the EBT community over what some people are describing as racist rules against black people, right? Designed to discourage black people from coming on these cruises because black people, or put it this way, a certain crowd of individuals, right? The ghettos, okay, they have been a problem, a big issue. A lot of fights, a lot of illegal drug use, a lot of chaos, destruction, just, all types of, behavior and things that Carnival, they don't want to be associated with anymore, apparently, right? And this is why they are basically updating their rules, and they are also emphasizing that they're going to start enforcing rules that they already had. Like, for example, when it comes to drug use, right? Like smoking marijuana, right? Apparently, that's a thing now that they're going to actually really start to enforce these things and to really double and triple down on the fact that, hey, you can't come on this cruise and act a certain type of way. Now, again, there's a lot of people who have been accusing Carnival Cruises of targeting black folks because some of these written and unwritten rules that they see as targeting black people, like, for example, the rumor that they have banned rap music, which apparently is based in some truth.
Hello, everybody. It is Bree, and welcome to Carnival Panorama July 3rd, 2025. Is it true that they're no longer playing hip-hop on Carnival Cruises? Yes, it is. I even spoke to the source. Just to get confirmation instead of rumor, I spoke to a DJ on board, and what he said was Carnival's testing out these new themes in the club, and none of those themes include hip-hop. They are monitoring their playlist, and what they cannot do is play hip-hop music direct and outright. He's been allowed to go ahead and mix some things up, like play the beat, basically the instrumental, and they're approving that. But to just play the hip-hop song straight out, It ain't happening no more. What he did say, though, was this is a test program that they are rolling out and they're waiting to see what the feedback is. And right now, all the feedback is negative. But the point is, there is power in those surveys. And if you do not make it vocal and make it known what it is you want, your likes and dislikes with Carnival, then whatever they put in place, they're going to keep in place. They're waiting to hear from you. That is what he said. I'll give him that they are waiting to hear what you think. But the theme nights that they have, we've got R&B and soul, dance, house, and pop hits, Latin and R&B, 70s and 80s theme, and blues and funk. Those are the themes that are approved for Carnival to be played in the clubs. They ain't even played a wobble at the Sellaway party, y'all. He said it just started this cruise for Panorama, so June 29th. So for those of you that are like on your comments saying that I was on last week ain't got nothing to do with this week. June has nothing to do with July. Currently, right now, and as you can see, I am on board Carnival. So from the horse's mouth, from the source, no more hip hop.
Y'all saw Carnival trying to ban black people. I mean, they're doing it around the way by taking away hip hop and taking it. Now they're saying they're taking away the wobble. Can't even do the wobble dance. They took away the fans, no boots on the ground. Listen, so the last decade, what did they do? They did rock bottom prices, catered to black people. We saw the videos. Catered to black people because that's what every business do when they are underwater. They cater to black people to get their business back up and running. It's the same thing that Red Lobster is doing right now with the seafood boils. Everybody's seen online that black people love seafood boils. So what are they doing? They hired a black guy and he brought in seafood boils, and now their company is being turned around. And Carnival did the same exact thing. And now they want to say, oh no, we don't like black people. We actually don't like black people. Black people are a problem for us. Yeah, you used us to keep your business afloat, no pun intended. And now that your business is back up and running, now you want to abandon us. That's what businesses do.
Even though when people book Carnival, they know what they are booking. They know they are booking a turn-up cruise, period. Everybody on there is looking to have a good time, party, and have fun. We know what type of people are on there. Like, everybody on there, it's just Carnival cruises are so much fun. Like, everybody is just a vibe, right? And it's like anywhere there's going to be, like, alcohol, things might get a little rowdy. That just comes with the territory of people being drunk. It has nothing to do with, like, you know, being black, being this, the music. But these people done banned the fans. They saying no more hip hop music. So child, that was the whole purpose of us going. So now we are not going back to the drawing board because no ma'am.
Now, this is my thing. Black people. You are seeing that they are strategically shutting things down and not wanting us there. Let's just be honest. So what are you going to do about it? Still go and support? Because we all know, just like with Target, our black dollar matters.
Yeah. So you see that, you heard that, okay? You have a lot of people, mainly emotional black women, who are upset by this, right? They're accusing Carnival of targeting black people, okay? And you have The Root. They have chimed in on this. They've written an article about some of these rules, again, like stricter enforcement on drugs, okay? Quote, marijuana, including cannabis and its derivatives and other illegal substances are unlawful and strictly prohibited on board. The letter emphasized smoking of any kind in undesignated areas such as staterooms and balconies is strictly prohibited, even if marijuana is legal for recreational and medicinal use in your home state. It remains illegal under U.S. federal law since cruise ships sailing from U.S. ports operate under federal maritime law. All forms of cannabis are prohibited, and Carnival has a zero tolerance policy. Yeah, so again, why do they have to reiterate this, right? It is because, there are people who, were on the boat doing this, and they were allowed it, right? Now, again, the question is, why was Carnival allowing this in the first place? is because they were okay with a certain crowd of people until it got to be too much. Yeah. So again, they dropped these rules, right? On June 1st, right? They sent out letters to Carnival passengers telling them that they're basically going to start actually enforcing the rules here. Okay, you have curfews. Guests 17 years of age and under must be out of public areas by 1 a.m. unless they are being accompanied by an adult from their traveling party, age 21 years or older. Boots on the ground, but leave the fans at home. So basically, they are banning these handheld, non-battery operated fans that are used to loudly clack on certain parts of a line dance song, a song called Boots on the Ground, where the fans at. So we all know who's doing this dance, right? Yeah, apparently Carnival is saying, nah, you can't do that either, right? We already went over the alleged ban on hip hop songs, right? They're now limiting their drink packages and no more Bluetooth speakers for people to play their loud rap music out in public spaces, right? So, yeah, I mean, people are really upset about this, okay? And they're boohoo whining and crying. But also at the same time, you have a lot of black people that are also saying that the black people crying racism are wrong, because it is not wrong for Carnival Cruises to crack down on this type of behavior, because everybody knows what this type of behavior and all of these things lead to.
Hey, y'all gotta stop saying Carnival is racist for changing their rules about their policies on their cruise. The fact of the matter is, they're not racist. They're not saying they don't want black people to come on. They don't want black people and are two different types of people. Let me explain. Us black folks that go on Carnival Cruises, we know how to operate. We follow the rules. We are here to have a good time. Some of us are hardworking people and we just want to fucking enjoy ourselves. And some of us actually have decent jobs and actually want to unwind and get away from the false tenses of our job and also the stresses of our job. Now let me touch on don't follow no rules. They feel like anytime you say something or outlaw anything, you're racist, and they get drunk and they go fight, and then they don't know how to operate. So when people are talking about black fatigue, it's not black fatigue. It's not all of us. It's fatigue. It's the ones who don't follow any rules. They on Section 8. They get EBT and stamps, and they don't know how to act. And then they use the payment plans to go on these fucking cruises and ruin it for the black folks. So yes, I'm happy Carnival is changing their rules, because not all of us are like that. It's not for black people. It's for
Man, Carnival Cruise, they so racist, bro. They so racist against us black folks. I'm canceling my cruise. Shut your goofy ass up. You mad at them because they don't want you on their boat no more? They tired of y'all. They tired of seeing y'all fight in the club. You get that lick in y'all system and you hear one song and all of a sudden you the biggest and baddest in the room. They just tired of hearing that, bro. They tired of it.
They fucking sick of y'all. And before y'all get on here talking about oh, they racist, they hate black people. No, they hate That's what they hate. I hate them too. They hate That's exactly what it is. Y'all don't know how to handle yourselves. Y'all get on here, get drunk, get to fighting, being disruptive, disturbing all the other passengers. That's all it is. Like, y'all act like y'all have no fucking home training. Like, everywhere don't have to be a party. Some people pay for this shit just to simply relax. That's it. That's all they want to do is relax. They don't want to deal with no bullshit. They don't want to deal with no fighting, no irate motherfuckers who don't know how to control their liquor, all that shit. Some people just don't want to deal with that shit. And if I spend my money, depending on it, especially if I book the cruise, if you book the cruises late, you spending a pretty penny. Spend about $2-3 grand. If you booked it early, you spend about $1,000, $1,200. But either way it go, I spent my money to relax. This is my getaway from what's going on in the real fucking world. And I got to deal with you motherfuckers acting ignorant? Yeah. I'm with all the rules. Ban all this shit.
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that. There are, in fact, a lot of black people who are saying, nah, Carnival, they're not racist. They just don't like N-words. Which I think is definitely an accurate summary of what's going on here, right? I don't think it's racist. They just don't like N-words. Yeah, I mean, That sounds about right, right? That sounds very accurate in regards to what I think is going on here. Okay, so the Carnival Cruise Line, they are speaking out about the backlash over the rules on music and curfews. Okay, they're responding to the backlash, claiming that they're racist. Okay, Carnival Cruise Line is addressing backlash over recent onboard safety guidelines that some online critics have argued disproportionately impact black passengers. I'm calling them black fatigue rules, right? These are these are the black fatigue rules from Carnival. Okay, in recent weeks, passengers have shared formal notices from Carnival outlining what the company describes as a renewed commitment to onboard safety and respectful behavior, aka you Negroes are acting up too much. So we got to remind y'all that these are the rules, okay, and that we're going to start enforcing these rules even though we weren't doing it before, but we're going to start doing it now because y'all getting too out of control. The rules cover curfews for minors, marijuana restrictions, and bans on Bluetooth speakers and handheld fans. In a statement, the company emphasized the rules are intended to promote a peaceful environment, not to signal any form of cultural erasure. In fact, many of these policies have been in place for years, as explained in a February 23rd video outlining what's appropriate while on board their ships. Quote, unfortunately, certain media outlets have blown this matter out of proportion. Matt Lipoli, senior manager of public relations at Carnival Cruise Line, told Parade. Quote, we have always had a wide variety of entertainment options, and for the last several years, we have communicated our expectations about guest behavior, he added. Still, some passengers remain skeptical, as reported by The Root. Several black cruisers say they've noticed the quiet disappearance of hip-hop and rap music on board. DJs, they claim, have declined requests and stuck to more sanitized playlists. For the record, Carnival has not confirmed any official ban or music genres. In a statement to the Daily Dot, a spokesperson said their DJs play a wide variety of music, including hip-hop. Right. The backlash has been especially sharp on social media, where frustrated passengers, some of whom have canceled future trips, have weighed in. Yeah, so you have people they're saying that they are canceling this. Okay, a lot of black women are upset. They're saying we don't want to go on a trip if you're not going to have rap music. Okay, and they're responding by basically saying no, we're not being racist. Okay, we're just reiterating that we have rules and we want to enforce them. Okay, now, and hip hop may or may not be banned, right? But they're never going to outright say that, right? Even if they do have a silent ban on hip hop, they're just experimenting, right? They're just experimenting, and they're looking for feedback. So who knows? Regardless, I definitely think that these rules being reiterated by Carnival Cruises definitely is a not so subtle reminder that, hey, we really don't accept this behavior and we really don't like N-words. we don't like y'all acting like this, okay? So, hey, we're going to see what happens with Carnival Cruises. I think everybody kind of knows the message that they're trying to send. They might not come out and admit it, because they can't really do that from a PR perspective. But I think everybody knows what's going on here, right? Some people support it and others not so much. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.